What if the first dog was not adopted but showed up uninvited and stared at dinner? Picture this. You are an ancient human sitting near a fire. You are tired. You are cold. You are holding a roasted bone like it is the greatest achievement in civilization. Then from the darkness, two glowing eyes appear. A wolf. Not a fluffy couch potato. Not a tail-wagging good boy. A real wolf. The kind of animal that makes your entire nervous system say, maybe we should stand up now. So here is the strange question. Why did some wolves start following ancient humans? Were they brave? Were they desperate? Were they secretly running the world's first food delivery scam? The answer is probably less magical, but much more interesting. It began with food. Ancient human camps were messy. Not gross in a modern kitchen inspection way, but messy in a prehistoric survival way. Bones, scraps, skin, fat, leftovers, half-burned bits of meat. To a hungry wolf, that was not trash. That was a buffet with firelight. Most wolves stayed away. Humans were dangerous. We had spears, stones, fire, teamwork, and the powerful ability to panic loudly. But not every wolf behaved the same. Some were more nervous. Some were more aggressive. And a few were slightly less terrified of humans. Those calmer wolves could come closer to the edge of camp. Not too close. Just close enough to grab a scrap and run away with the facial expression of a criminal raccoon. And that tiny difference mattered. A wolf that was too bold might get chased off. A wolf that was too aggressive might get killed. A wolf that was too afraid got nothing. But a wolf that was careful, calm, and patient could survive better near humans. That is where the story gets weird. Ancient humans may not have planned to create dogs. Nobody sat by the fire and said, "Tomorrow we launch Project Puppy." That is not how evolution works. Instead, the relationship probably began as a slow accident. Wolves found food near people. People noticed certain wolves were not attacking them. Both sides watched each other. Both sides judged the vibes. Imagine the first few weeks. A wolf appears at the edge of camp. Everyone freezes. The wolf freezes. A child points. An adult lifts a spear. The wolf grabs a bone and runs away. The humans survive. The wolf survives. The next night, it happens again. And again. Over time, the camp learns something. That particular wolf is annoying, but not immediately deadly. The wolf learns something too. These strange two-legged creatures throw away excellent snacks. They also have fire, which is terrifying. But snacks are snacks. Now multiply this by generations. The wolves that tolerated humans had more chances to eat. The wolves that reacted with less fear and less aggression did better around camps. Their pups inherited some of those tendencies. Not perfectly. Not like a recipe. But enough for natural selection to start whispering, "Calm down, and you might get dinner." This is called self-domestication. It means humans may not have captured wolves first. Some wolves may have started adapting themselves to the human world. Not because they loved us. Because we were useful. At first, the deal was simple. Wolves got leftovers. Humans got maybe nothing. At least, not at the beginning. A few shadows at the edge of camp were probably more creepy than helpful. But then humans may have noticed something. Wolves hear things. Wolves smell things. Wolves react before humans do. If danger approached, a nearby wolf might growl, bark, move, or become alert. That could warn the camp. Not because the wolf was heroic. Because the wolf also did not want to be eaten, attacked, or surprised. A nervous wolf alarm system is still an alarm system. And for ancient humans, any extra warning could matter. A rustle in the dark was not just a rustle. It could be a predator, a stranger, a rival group, a very rude bear. So a calm wolf near camp might become useful. Still risky, still not cuddly, but useful. Then came hunting. Humans were brilliant hunters. Wolves were brilliant hunters. Both species understood teamwork. Both could track, chase, coordinate, and read movement. That does not mean one morning a hunter handed a wolf a tiny employee badge. But over many generations, the relationship could deepen. Humans may have tolerated the wolves that helped more than they harmed. Wolves that stayed near humans could follow hunts, scavenge kills, and perhaps eventually cooperate. The line between wild animal nearby and animal partner may have been blurry for a very long time. And during that blurry period, bodies and brains began to change. The friendlier wolves were not just acting differently. Over time, selection favored animals with lower fear, lower aggression, and better social signals. Their faces may have become more expressive. Their ears, tails, and behavior may have changed. Their ability to read humans may have improved. And humans changed too. We became more willing to notice them, to tolerate them, to feed them, maybe to raise pups, maybe to bury them, maybe to see them as something more than a walking set of teeth. That is the emotional twist. Dogs were not created in one dramatic moment. There was no first official dog with a name tag that said, "Congratulations, you are domesticated." There were only thousands of small choices. A wolf came close. A human did not throw a rock. A pup survived. A camp tolerated it. A hunter noticed it. A child laughed at it. A family fed it. A group protected it. Generation by generation, fear turned into familiarity. Familiarity turned into cooperation. Cooperation turned into attachment. And attachment eventually became the thing we now call a dog. But here is the strange part. This may not have happened in one simple place. Scientists still debate when and where dogs first emerged. Ancient DNA shows that dogs came from ancient wolf populations, not simply from the modern wolves we see today. The process may have been complicated, with different wolf groups, human groups, and later mixing. So the real origin story of dogs is not a clean, straight line. It is more like a messy paw print trail through the Ice Age. And honestly, that makes it better. Because ancient life was messy. Humans were moving, hunting, freezing, adapting, and trying not to become lunch. Wolves were also moving, hunting, competing, and trying not to starve. Somewhere inside that chaos, two social predators noticed each other. Both lived in groups. Both understood family bonds. Both cared about cooperation. Both were curious. Both were dangerous. That combination could have ended badly. Instead, it became one of the most successful partnerships in history. Think about how strange that is. Humans did not domesticate lions. We did not invite hyenas into the tent. We did not look at a cave bear and say, "This will be great with children." But wolves had something special. They were social enough to understand group life, flexible enough to adapt, and some were calm enough to get close. That made them different. Not safe at first. Different. Over time, humans may have chosen the animals that were easier to live with. The ones that did not bite everyone. The ones that listened better. The ones that stayed close. The ones that made people feel safer. And wolves, slowly becoming dogs, chose us back. They chose our camps, our scraps, our warmth, our movement across the world. That is why the phrase "humans made dogs" is only half the story. Dogs also made themselves possible. They stepped toward us before we fully understood what was happening. Then they changed our camps, our hunts, our emotions, and eventually our homes. Today, your dog may sleep on a soft bed, panic at the vacuum cleaner, and look deeply betrayed when dinner is 6 minutes late. But inside that goofy creature is an ancient survival story. A story of firelight, cold nights, bones in the dirt, eyes in the darkness, and a risky decision made by both species. Do we run? Do we fight? Or do we try standing near each other? That decision changed the future. Because the wolf that followed humans did not just become a pet. It became a partner, a guard, a hunter, a companion, a family member, and maybe, in a very ancient way, a mirror. Dogs remind us that trust does not always begin with love. Sometimes it begins with hunger, then caution, then curiosity, Then one tiny moment when nobody attacks. That is how a monster at the edge of the fire can become a friend beside it. So the next time a dog looks at you like it has never been fed in its entire dramatic life, remember this. That look may be older than farming, older than cities, older than written history. It may be the echo of a wolf discovering that humans were dangerous, strange, noisy, and surprisingly good at leaving snacks. So what do you think? If you were sitting at that ancient campfire, would you be the first person to let the wolf come closer?